Hello, hello, hello again. Welcome to the third video of City Folk Just Don't Understand of the 5th edition Dungeons & Dragon campaign. I know I said in the last video that it was going to be, that it was the first video, but I had actually recorded the session before that and made them private, except YouTube doesn't seem to understand how to make things private and still viewable, so they are now public, and we're just going to go with this as the third session. A few things about this session. We are missing Nicholas Allian in this session. He had other stuff to do, scheduling conflict, so he missed out on this particular session. He will be in parts 2 and 3, hopefully, though. As well as Tom is not playing Leon Calavis this session. He is actually playing a ranger that he wanted to play, who will only be here for this session. And we just started recording these in a time when he just switches characters multiple times. So next session he's actually going to be playing another one. Actually, I believe he's going to be playing Leon again, so we'll see. Anyway, there's not going to be too much switching of characters after this, but regardless, those are the people we are missing. Those are the new people, and I guess I'll just give a recap of what everybody is again. So Steven is playing a paladin by the name of Asger Godtouched. Tom is playing a ranger, a hunter ranger, but I allowed him to have a wolf because I'm nice like that, and it's just a wolf. It's not a winter wolf, it's not a dire wolf, it's just a wolf. So, Donovan is going to be playing Leadheart, the fighter, who I believe now has some ranger levels as well. And Vinny is also going to be playing Solera in this session, and she is a warlock. So, they are on their way to the city of Bamunda, and let's see what happens. Alright. So,
Is that the Assassin's Creed movie? Oh, I'm sorry.
They need to make some.
we're not talking
That'd be
about these
so
movies
great.
anymore. Yeah, I'm actually really hyped for that.
We could talk for years about this.
I'm actually really hyped for the new Assassin's Creed movie, but we're not. We're done talking about the movie posters. All right.
Michael Fassbender in it.
Yes, it does. I am a fan of Michael Fassbender. All right. So, last time on City Folk Just Don't Understand, you guys went to Aberuna, or you were on your way to Aberuna when your airship was attacked by these pteranodons. I always thought they were pterodons. Pteranodons that...
Pterodactyls?
basically the same thing. But yeah, so they hopped on your airship's chains, some of them turned into Yuan Ti, and started trying to break the chains. And break the chains they did. You guys went careening off into the jungle below, where you helped some of the wounded, some of the survivors out, and were then set upon by two Tyrannosauri, being ridden by Yuan Ti as well. So, you guys killed two of the Yuan Ti and one of the Tyrannosaurs, but not before one of the Tyrannosaurs took one of the wounded women and carried her off into the jungle. So, a guy named Dweren, riding an Allosaur, came and helped you out at the end, and he also came with the other guards of the city, and he led you back into the city safely. Once in the city, you guys did some walking around and some buying of tchotchkes, as far as Leadheart is concerned. And you went to the council chambers when you were summoned, and they asked you to help them out with basically teaching the Yuan Ti a lesson, having them making sure that they knew that attacking airships was not something that's okay. And not only that, but you guys actually killed two of their highest priests. Not all of their highest priests, but you killed two of them, which was a huge blow to the Yuan-Ti, and maybe Aberona is going to finally be rid of them soon. Who knows? But anyway, so
That'll be nice.
after defeating them and rescuing the woman with no damage to her, that was an expert rescue, I have to admit.
You're welcome.
After that, you guys went back to the city where you were all knighted, with the exception of Leon, who opted out. You were all knighted by the city of Aberona, and so you are all knights of Aberona. And Leon, before the ceremony, got a call on her, what was it called? The
Lawyer stone.
Yeah, the lawyer stone. The speaking stones, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she...
Summoned lawyer.
Yeah. She got a call on that, and she told you guys that she had to leave, so she was not going to accompany you to Bamunda. Somebody's making a lot of background noise.
It ain't me.
It's me.
Yeah, it is. Stop
I'm the
doing that.
worst.
Anyway, so you guys continue on to Bamunda without Leon, and the city provided you with a plesiosaur-pulled raft to continue
awesome.
down the river. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Leadheart has been trying to fish off the side, and with no luck, it took him a long time to realize that the fish would probably be scared of the plesiosaur.
As I'm doing that,
yeah.
I kind of like perk up and was like, wait, is it normal for Uanti to turn into pterodactyls?
A bit late. You're a bit late on that.
I realize that as I'm fishing with no success.
Well, since you're only asking a question now, you can give me a Arcana check.
Son of a... Come on, don't do that to me, dude.
None of you are proficient in, I think, any of the knowledge skills, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, do they have...
Solaris could have one of two of them.
Okay.
Is there like a dude controlling this dinosaur-pulled raft?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I ask him about it? Like...
I don't know. I don't know much about the Yuan-Ti. And you also do not know.
About?
Well, okay, so you also do not know. However, you could infer you did see them change into huge snakes when you were fighting them atop the temple.
Right, the airship and... Or, okay, right.
Yeah, why can't I remember? Tepoztli, yeah. The High Temple of Tepoztli. I never remember the name of it. Probably because I made it too complicated. But anyway. Does that answer your question?
Right.
Without actually answering your
As
question?
best they can.
Okay. Good. So, you guys, as you traveled along the river, you noticed that not only, obviously, as soon as you got out of the bubble surrounding the city, it obviously got a lot cooler. As you remember, as soon as you entered the protective bubble surrounding the city and the surrounding area, everything got immediately hot and humid, which would support the jungle. So basically, in the line where at the very edge of this bubble, everything turns from jungle just right to temperate forest. And as you guys continue on this river, it changes from temperate forest into more of a tundra. And eventually you see there's bits of ice floating in the river. And you, right about when that happens, it's definitely a lot colder here. You're all definitely uncomfortable with what you have. There are blankets on the raft that you guys are constantly wrapping around you and huddling together. But you get to Bamunda, and there's no little town or anything. There's no little fishing village right outside Bamunda. You actually pull right straight into Bamunda, and I will show you what it looks like.
As we
What
get
do
to
it look
Bamunda,
like?
I have another question
Okay.
that is hours away from my last question.
Okay.
So, can those abominations turn into bigger pterodactyls?
Give me another Arcana check. I'll let you give me another one.
This took me
Chance
another
number 2.
5 hours.
Yeah, it did.
Can I get
to
it?
think of-
Can I take an Arcana check?
Sure. See if you can answer his question.
Nope.
No, you cannot. He asks you specifically, and you're like,
Why would I know that?
It's true. So, you guys get to Bamunda, and you all saw the picture, right? I had showed the players. Did it work?
I did not see it.
No.
Okay. How about now?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
It's not on the handouts either.
Ah. Okay. I guess I've gotta. All right. Give me a sec. Shall change that. Mazzobeto.
Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh,
That is the
spooky.
that is the entrance to the city. So, you guys pull into, the river runs through a little section of it, and it actually
The
looks
river runs through it.
Yes, the river runs through it. So it actually looks like you've all seen Avatar, so it actually looks very similar to as they're coming into the Northern Water Tribe, where there's all those ice bridges and stuff spanning the
Yeah, there
river.
we go.
Yeah. So it actually looks very similar to that. Instead of the buildings being made of ice, though, being just made of water-bended ice, they are made of hide, basically a thick hide. They're all basically glorified tents. Some of them you do see wood as well, but there's not a lot of wood, and you see the structures that are made of wood look like they're a bit grander than the other structures around. They look like that's where maybe the heads of the clan would live, and you guys have been around Torin at least, so you would know a little bit about Dragonborn culture.
I'm surprised he knew anything about Dragon Ball.
Right. Yeah. So you do know that they are organized into clans, basically, very similar to dwarves, to how dwarves are organized. So
So
yeah,
I've
you would know
heard.
that. Yeah. So you have heard that. It's something Locknear told you. You gotta learn about your heritage,
Yeah.
I mean, he did teach you Dwarven as well, so.
I just can't, experience it myself. Thank goodness. Can't wait till we get a Dwarven city and be like,
It's true.
I'm
it's
not
true.
there for some
it's,
reason.
It's coming. It's coming. You'll get there.
Hope to God.
Anyway, stop rolling fractions? The hell's wrong with you?
It doesn't work.
It's true. It doesn't work. Anyway, so you guys get into the city and you pull up alongside this place, and there are some people waiting for you. There are a few Dragonborn waiting for you, and as you have gone through the city a bit, you've seen that all of the Dragonborn, while there are many different colors, the predominant colors that you see are silver, and just behind silver, white. So silver and white are the most common colors for Dragonborn in the city, although, as I said, you have seen all sorts of different colors.
Do we see Torin?
You do not see Torin because he is not here.
Isn't there?
Because Vinny is not here. Other Vinny is not here. So, you pull up, and there is a silver dragonborn, and he's got all this regalia on him, on his whiskers, on his chin, whiskers. He's got all sorts of beads and stuff like that.
What on earth does he have on his whiskers?
Like I just said, beads and like rings.
Oh, okay.
I'm like picturing like
Now,
a cat.
Will, I have a question.
No, not
what
like
does he have on his whiskers?
Shut up. No, I don't mean like cat whiskers. I mean if you look in the player's handbook and you look up Dragonborn, I mean those kind of whiskers. Actually, yeah,
Like catfish whiskers?
the very picture that they show for Dragonborn, he's got, you know, all sorts of stuff on his chin tentacles, basically, is what they look like. they're tentacles.
Let's
That's
not
disgusting.
call them. Let's not call them that in front
Hold
of
on
the
a minute.
Well, I called them whiskers at first, and you thought cat, so.
No.
Yeah,
We
they're
should
not.
call them that in front of our esteemed hosts.
No, it would not be wise. Would not be wise.
I
to
could
do
take
so.
him.
What's up, Captain Tentacles?
If you call him Captain Genticles, he may kill you.
Come on, man, I'm a knight, dude. No.
Sir
Yeah,
Sir
we see
Cthulhu.
him. We see him. Does he look like? Now, does he look like he's about to arrest us like we were in that one city, or does he look kind of happy, kind of like, oh hey, you know, these are the guys?
Maybe he'll actually get a chance to say something.
Nah,
Yeah,
man,
what does
those
he
are
look like, though?
tendrils, not whiskers.
Tendrils, tentacles. Tendrils are like
No,
wisps
tendrils.
of stuff that are. All right, I ain't gonna. I'm not gonna debate
Nah,
this
man.
grammar with you. I'm not a thesaurus. I'm a
bad, I am a
plesiosaurus.
thesaurus.
I'm a plesiosaurus. All right.
I am a thesaurus.
Oh, please me.
No.
Mhm.
All right. Shut up and let this guy talk. Says, welcome to the city of Bamunda, Knights of Aberuna. We have been expecting you. Please, where do you have anywhere to stay within the city?
No.
No, we just
Not as
arrived.
of yet.
Well, why have you come to our city? We have received word that you are on your way here, but not word as to why you are visiting us. Did you just send? Did you
No,
just link the same picture?
I like it.
Congratulations. Nah, it's this. More like this. Oh wait. Oh, y'all a bunch of dubs.
Wait, did you wait, are you telling me you didn't do that on purpose?
No, that was completely on purpose.
Oh, okay, good. I was literally like, stupid.
All right. Anyway, what did you tell this Dragonborn?
I showed him
we
the
tell him- we
poster
tell
of
him.
that
Is this you?
I've been waiting my whole life to meet you.
I say no,
no.
we do not get
Can I have your autograph? And a picture that's clearly not him.
You hold up a picture of a red dragonborn?
It's kind of like mistaking like somebody for Michael Jordan, even like walk up to a tall.
It's
black
like
dude with a
mistaking
poster.
Michael Jackson for Michael Jordan.
Yeah, honestly.
Dude, you just hold up a picture of like a red dragonborn. Is this you?
Exactly.
Anyway, so I tell him the job that we have where we need to get this rune from a what seems
You
to
are-
be a thing.
Do you want me to remind you?
Rune handle. Yeah, because I can't remember the specifics from
Fair
who
enough,
it's supposed to be
okay.
from.
All right. So when you guys visited Thorcliffe after you guys went to the House of Melu the Mad, you went and talked to Nyala, who was engrossed in her studies and told you that she had found, she'd heard tell of this extremely rare magical item. As far as she knew, it was the only one, called the Rune Gauntlet. And this was especially interesting to you guys because you had already found the Opal of the Ild rune and the Stein rune. And those are rune stones from the Rune Scribe class, prestige class in Unearthed Arcana. So you guys had
And
already found those two runes, and she said that this rune gauntlet, she told you that this was important because, as of now, none of you guys have any rune scribe levels, and none of you really have the option to take rune scribe levels. So you can only access the very minor properties of these runes. However, she said that whoever is and the other thing was that in order to use the runes, even the minor properties, you have to attune to the runes. So she said that the Rune Gauntlet is you only have to attune to the Rune Gauntlet, and you can put the runes. There are a total of 4 in the world. You can put the runes onto the Rune Gauntlet, and you would only have to attune to that gauntlet. You wouldn't have to attune to each individual rune.
What you're saying is we're making the infinity.
Yo, this reminds me of Skyrim and that
the Daedric Gauntlet.
yeah,
Yeah.
in the middle.
Not the
With the rings.
Considering
Yeah.
that I haven't actually got that far in Skyrim, that's not what I was basing this off
Yeah,
of.
yeah, I know, but it
Straight up,
sounds a lot like.
this
But
is
sure,
the
it's the
Infinity
same
Gauntlet.
thing. Sure, it's also the Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are similar to it.
The turtle filter, where does that go?
Yeah, alright there? Somebody's got some people talking.
Somebody has some family they need to deal with.
Yeah, my mom showed up and started talking to me. Like, bro, who does that?
Alright, hi Mom.
Hey, Will said hi. Hi.
I haven't actually met your mom at all.
No, you've not.
I haven't been to your house either.
No, you've not. I've been to your house.
Anyway.
Yeah, you have. Anyway, so the other thing,
Anyway.
so this Rune Gauntlet, besides that being the benefit, you also, the wearer of this Rune Gauntlet can also access the full abilities of
I thought you
these.
were about to say
of
the
all the-
Force.
Yeah, you can also access the Force. No, you just get Eldritch.
Jedi Knight.
You just get Eldritch Blast and Mage Hand as cantrips.
But yeah, does Nyla still have these runes, or
Nyla does still have the runes, and she's keeping them safe in Thorcliff.
say?
Did he
okay.
really?
So, someone's in trouble. Someone's gonna pick up the clothes on the floor. Anyway,
So, I mean, my clothes are like not on the floor. That made me scared, man. I'm like,
I was like, man, I started looking around my room looking for shit I need to pick up.
yeah, I know. Like, where? How'd she know?
Anyway, so those are the benefits for the Rune Gauntlet. So she said that this is definitely a thing that you guys should be interested in. And beyond that, she told you that the last known, through her research of it, she found out that the last known location of it was in the lair of the White Dragon Sakaburnian, his lair was outside of Bamunda. Somewhere in the wilderness surrounding Bamunda. And Sakaburnian, luckily, has already been killed by a white dragonborn named Scalamire Heskin, which you know means that he is of the Scalamire clan, and his name was Heskin. And as far as you know, Heskin is still alive, but he did kill the dragon. You don't know what happened to the Rune Gauntlet. Presumably, if he took the dragon's hoard, he would have also taken the gauntlet, but you don't know, which is why you came down here looking for it.
Right.
So,
Now,
after that long
what was
explanation.
this guy's name?
He says, oh, excuse me, let me introduce myself. My name is Scalamire Barash. And that's...
So he's in the same clan as Heskin.
You would know that, yeah. But he doesn't know that you're looking... Well, actually, did you just tell him? What did you just tell him?
I told him straight up everything we knew.
Okay.
Word for word.
Including about the Rune Gauntlet?
Including about the Rune Gauntlet.
Alright, ain't no zone of
You gotta
truth
have
needed on you.
trust.
Yeah.
No way, man.
Mhm.
Truthful dwarf here, man. Down to earth because I was shot down from an airship.
Down
twice.
beneath the earth.
It's because he's really short.
You're
It's a
so
joke.
He's 4.5
actually-
inches tall.
I mean, I already said my joke, but I mean, I guess if
I
you
understand
wanna
that.
Add more
I was
onto
making
it,
a
I
joke
mean,
on
go
top
right
of your
ahead.
joke.
Wait, and I was making a joke on top of that joke. We were playing joke Jenga.
More like joke deception.
Alright,
And
so,
now it fell
alright, so
over.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take Vinny's joke out of there so that the rest just fall and there's no
Thank
more
you.
joke.
That is called having a roast.
That's called editing.
It's
Is that what we
also
call
true.
that?
Oh, we don't do that here.
Oh, man.
It's funny because it's not even true. Anyway, so stop just repeating what I say or what whoever says is saying more like this. You dumb. So he, what did you ask of him? Did you just tell him that, or did you ask something of him?
No. Since he asked us, hey, Ben, what are you doing here? I was like, well, we are on this quest for Rune Gauntlet, Skellemeyer Heskin, from this guy that already has stuff and whatnot, and we're like,
Yes, Skellemeyer Heskin. Heskin is the clan leader now. He became leader when he killed the White Dragon. He proved himself, and the Horde of the Dragon has made our clan very powerful and wealthy within Bamunda.
alright, so I'm sweating, but like it's too cold, so I don't actually sweat.
It's
My
true.
my arms are heavy.
He sees you all shivering, and he realizes that you are all still out in the cold. He himself is covered in thick furs, and he's got this thick cloak. Like you've seen, I can't remember who's seen Game of Thrones, but he's basically got like the like
I
they
know
have
what a
like
thick cloak looks like.
yeah, okay, like they have at the wall, like the thick fur,
Oh, yeah, I've
black
seen that,
fur
yeah.
cloaks. Yeah. So yeah, he's basically got that on, and he's fine. He obviously seems used to this, but he says, "Excuse my my manners. I apologize. Please follow me back to our clan hall, where you may warm yourselves, and we will get you furs that are more suitable to this climate. I see you are all in armor and in summer clothes." And he looks especially at Solera, who's basically in a bikini.
Solera has gotten different clothes since.
Okay.
Because she bought armor that one time, remember?
Okay, I do not remember. What kind of armor is she wearing?
Studded leather.
Okay. All right. That's significantly warmer than a bikini. But you're still definitely really cold. But anyway, so he invites you back to his clan hall.
Yeah, I know. I follow him. I hope this isn't a death trap or anything.
It's not going to be another red wedding like those dwarves after the kobold mine.
So you sit down by the fire. What's your AC?
Yeah, right. All right. So yeah, he leads you through the city a bit, and he's got a retinue of people behind him, other Dragonborn that haven't talked to you, but that basically look like they just follow him around. Some of them are a bit burly and they look like they're kind of on guard, like they're bodyguards or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the other ones don't. The other ones are kind of just following around. You're not sure what purpose they serve. They might be in the Skellemeyer clan. They might not be. You don't know.
Those bodyguards, have they like kind of like also came around us? Sort of like hey, these are guests, we should protect them too? Or are they like, nah, this dude's almost number one. We should probably protect him most. Like, you know what I mean? Like, are we just following in the back with like no one else behind us, or-
Yeah, no, they're pretty much just protecting Barash.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not really protecting. Yeah, no, and there's only like two of them. It's not like he's got a host of like
Okay,
guards surrounding him or something like that. You get the sense that give me an insight roll actually.
let's go.
All right.
18, Lamau.
So you get the sense that it's not so much that the city is a particularly dangerous place, but they look more ceremonial than anything. Like Barash is a bit kind of important to the clan, and they kind of protect him just because of that, you know.
Can I ask him about like local blacksmiths
Says
or
yes. Well, the
souvenir shops?
Skalamire clan has a fantastic blacksmith, Rogesh. He well, we'll talk about that once we get to the clan hall. But yeah, so he tells you that the Skalamire clan has a blacksmith, and if you ask as to other blacksmiths, he'll tell you that other clans have their other blacksmiths as well, but he recommends Rogesh because, you know, he's like the clan blacksmith and they think
Right.
that he's the best in the city.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And but
So,
like when we're walking around town, do we see any other blacksmiths, or do we kind of like is the city separated into clans and we're just going through like the Skalamire clan district, or is it like
do you
there's
want
just
to ask
different
him?
families?
Do you want to ask
Yeah,
him?
yeah, yeah.
So he tells you that this is all on your way to the clan hall. He tells you that uh, it's almost like sections of the city. It's like the Skalamire clan lives in this section, like the clan hall is in the center, and all of the buildings or tents basically surrounding it are where all of the clan members live, and the clan blacksmith is, and the herbalist, and
Mhm.
all of the people that support the clan.
Right, like the
Uh,
court wizard and stuff.
Right, basically. And other clans can use, they can use other clans' blacksmiths and they can use other clans' uh, facilities, basically. But usually, if they have their own, they'll use their own. But if they don't have their own, then they'll go to these other ones. It's not really, there's a sense of community here, but there's a
Right,
greater sense of community for the clan.
right. And is there like a one clan that is, above all, like the King clan or something?
He tells you that there are a few clans that are, obviously some clans are more powerful than others, but by law, the clans all meet to the clan chiefs all meet to discuss issues for the city. Yeah,
Nice.
that's basically how it is. So kind of like barbarian tribes or even dwarven tribes. Well, I guess dwarves have kings in addition to their clans, but there are no kings in Bamunda.
Mhm. So what about people who aren't in a clan?
Uh, Everybody within Bamunda belongs to a clan, and he doesn't say any more about that.
What kind of clan clan am I
What kind of
in?
clan? I don't know.
So when does the clan introduction start? I'm ready.
Okay, well, you were
No, I don't
you're
say that. I
asking
don't
him
say that.
questions. All right, so you get
Right,
to the
yeah.
clan hall, and as I said before, this is definitely one of the larger structures, and it is made of wood as opposed to just skin. And it basically looks like a longhouse. Like, Steven, you've seen Vikings. It basically looks like, their
So,
main
why the long
longhouse.
house?
Shut up.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But yeah, so it's basically a big longhouse, and you enter inside, and inside there is a large fire burning in the middle, and there is stuff cooking on top of it. You see there are some uh, large. They look almost like a cow, but much bigger, and you see that uh, lots of the tables and, well, not the tables, I guess, but the benches are coated with furs, with these thick white furs and some brown furs as well. And you see that there is there's a lot of Dragonborn here, and there is one in particular who is a I believe did I say that Heskin was a white Dragonborn, or did I not tell you what color he
Yeah,
was?
yeah. You said he was a white dragonborn.
Okay, yeah. So he is a white Dragonborn, and so you would also know that just because they are in the same clan does not mean that they are blood relatives, but you would also know that just because they're blood relatives doesn't necessarily mean that they are the same color of Dragonborn.
Right. So
As
it's not color segregated.
Right. So you see this white Dragonborn that looks like he looks about as decorated as Barash, but he is kind of sitting in this chair a little bit away from the other Dragonborn and just slightly higher. It's not really a throne, like a gilded throne, but it is a chair that's decked out in thick furs, and it definitely looks very comfortable. But so you enter, and Barash says, "I would like to introduce you all to the Knights of Aberuna. This is Ledhart, Asger, and Celera. Yeah, you three are the only ones that are there, right?
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Asger, Ledhart, and Celera." And so Heskin stands up and he says, "You could tell that he is
Is he in an
old.
obvious position of royalty?
He is in an obvious position of power. Like I said, there's no royalty position, but he is
I'm gonna kneel.
he is in an obvious position of power, and you could also tell that he looks very old for a Dragonborn.
I kneel.
You kneel. All right, and so he says, "Please rise. There is no need to kneel."
I do.
I can only rise up so much. I'm only a dwarf.
You kneel and you stand up, and your height doesn't really change all that much. About
How
like
long are
3
his legs?
inches.
4 inches?
4 inches tall.
No, that's how tall
Four
he
and a half.
I'm triggered, dude.
You should be. Anyway, inside jokes. Inside jokes. Maybe we'll explain it at some point. Because we seem to be referencing
Hopefully.
it in every session. Multiple times. Anyway, so he says there is no need to kneel. Please sit down, take some food, and one of the female dragonborn takes some bowls and ladles out some stew into the bowls, and this hot stew, and it smells really good. And she hands you each a bowl of the stew, and he says, "Please sit."
I sit.
I do.
No, like at a table. Obviously, I sit.
Right.
I
No,
know. I
I
just
don't-
sit
I
right on
don't-
the
I
floor,
don't-
right
yeah.
there.
I don't sit at the entrance of a longhouse.
So sitting on the floor is not actually unusual. Everybody that is sitting around is either sitting on the benches or just on some furs on the ground. So they're sitting everywhere. It's definitely a casual environment. It's not something where everybody's like, folding the napkins onto their laps and not
Right,
putting their
right.
elbows on the table. It's casual.
I'm gonna go sit where she put the bowls
Okay.
because that makes sense.
All right. Do you guys? All right. Well,
I'm gonna try to sit near the shortest dragonborn.
to make yourself look taller.
Yeah.
The shortest dragonborn is still really, really
The
tall.
shortest dragonborn is like 6 years old.
Yeah, but we. Oh God. We have a lot in common. We're brothers at this point.
He's more like a
I
lizard
mean,
born.
we ate together. Basically.
We ate
brothers.
together, we bathed together, we even shared a piece of mint flavored dental floss.
We're short together. Come on, dude.
The world was our burrito.
What the hell are you saying? Oh, good. Okay, so anyway, so you guys sit down and you start eating the stew, and it's really good, and it immediately warms you up. And some of them come over and they drape furs over you, And you guys are definitely warm now. You know, the fire is going, and you're now in these furs, and you've got something hot in your bellies, and you're not shivering anymore by any means. And so he asks you, so why have you come to Bamunda, and why have you seeked out my clan specifically?
Well, we heard that your clan, infamous throughout the world, really. We heard from a
Infamous might not
acquaintance
be
of
the
ours.
right word. Famous.
I mean, famous. Yeah, I meant famous.
Yeah,
Slip of the tongue.
yeah.
Sorry, my tongue is still cold somehow. And
Namtan, you've got Namtan.
famous throughout the world. Famous throughout the world. We heard about your. We heard the glorious story of how you took out the big white dragon, or something like that.
Sacramonian.
Yes, and we heard, and from an acquaintance in Thorcliffe. I'm sure you've heard of it. And they have found a treasure that was in that dragon's hoard that you might have. And we are on sort of a fetch quest to see if we can somehow obtain that item.
Right. So, he says, what item in particular are you looking for? Most of his hoard was gold. There were very few other items as well. Gold, jewels. There were a few magic items, but what specifically were you looking
It
for?
was a gauntlet that had what I would assume slots in them. 4 slots.
A gauntlet.
Yes,
Says, it has been over 20 years since I slayed Sacaburnian. I cannot remember every item that was in his hoard, and it took multiple trips to. His hoard was quite large. I will have to look and see, and if I do find it, maybe we can come to some sort of agreement.
Of course, take your time. I kind of want to explore the city some more, you know?
And he beckons over to Barash to with his hand, and Barash comes towards him, and he says in a low voice that you can just barely hear, you know, low enough that it's polite that he's not just saying it out loud. He says in a low voice, Barash, can you go investigate the vault and see if there is such an item within it? And Barash nods, and he leaves the longhouse.
Sorry, I should have asked
He
this
said
earlier.
Barash, not bruh. Bruh. He says Bruh-ash.
Is he wearing a gauntlet?
He is not.
Okay. Just making sure.
He has a few rings on his hands, but he is not wearing any gloves or anything like that. So, is there anything that you would like to discuss with them or talk to them or while you guys eat?
I want to ask about the clan Eldrin came from. I honestly can't remember if he ever told us.
Eldrin?
You mean Torin? Eldrin was the
Torin,
half
yeah,
orc.
Torin. I'm sorry, yeah.
Eldrin was
Yeah,
Vinny's
Torin
half
would-
orc. Everybody else will be meeting soon.
I don't remember if he told you.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, I also don't think he told you. You obviously would have seen the clan's symbol because he had it tattooed in glowing ink on his chest.
That he always bared open, yes.
Yeah, that he got armor specifically that would not cover the glowing tattoo on his chest. So You definitely know what the symbol looks like. Walking through the streets, you did not see that symbol anywhere else. You also, he would have told you, and either he or Eldrin would have told you that they came from the now I gotta remember
Phantom something.
that they came from the Phantom Menace. They did not come from the Phantom Menace. That they came from the Crimson Shadow. Excuse me. No, he is Phantom Drake, Neurixius Tauren. Phantom Drake was his title.
Right.
But the Crimson Shadow, that you would know that they came from the Crimson Shadow before that, but you don't know anything about his clan. He never talked about his clan.
If no one ever asked where we came from, you wouldn't have known that.
Yeah.
Right. And you didn't. So, you wouldn't.
You don't.
Yep.
So, yeah. So, what you say instead is, I got a friend who's Dragonborn.
I swear I'm not racist.
Yeah. Oh, my friend's a Dragonborn. So anyways,
I employ many Dragonborn. Many Dragonborn work for me.
I'm gonna build a wall, and it's gonna be the best wall the Dragonborn's ever seen. Anyway, you asked him if he knew Dwyer?
Yeah. I asked him if he knew Dwyer.
This is not personally, but I have heard tell of the best Allosaur rider in Aberuna. I know him only by deed. Make Bamunda great again.
I asked him if he's ever ridden on Allosaur.
Myself, no. They don't survive. They don't thrive in climates such as this. And you do remember that as soon as you guys got off the raft, the guy on the plesiosaur left immediately. He did not stick around at all.
Like, what was it, like a frenzy, or was it like a, dutifully leaving as soon as possible?
Well, so he tells you that, allosaurs cannot survive in this climate, and if you ask about the plesiosaur, he'll also tell you that dinosaurs, just in general, prefer a hot, humid climate. They don't tend to like going outside of that much. Plesiosaurs have blubber, so they can withstand the cold waters, but they don't thrive down here, and there's also there's lots of animals that don't thrive in a climate as cold as this one. He tells you you will also find no horses in Bamunda, as you may have been used to.
So what's used for, like, transportation? You just kind of carry it yourself?
No, of course we carry some things ourselves, but for the heavier items that would be used from a mount, we've got I didn't actually think of a name for them. He says that they've got snow yaks, basically.
Snow yaks.
Yeah, they're basically just thick-furred, large yaks, and they also have the cow-looking thing that was roasting on the fire. They've got similar things here, and they're thick-furred. Anyway. Put it away. This is not the time nor the place. Anyway. Yeah, so they have pack animals, but they don't really have beasts that are faster than you might walk.
Right.
Yeah, so when going out into the wilderness, we generally employ wilderness guides, and he points to well, Tom, why don't you describe your character and why don't you introduce her?
Well, where would I be at this point?
You would just be sitting around the fire, just lounging around with
Doing
everybody else,
Ariane
basically.
things.
Literally the only other human in the city.
Not
I
the
say, hey,
only
Tom.
human, not the only human, but
The
yeah,
only one in the room, at least.
yes, definitely the only one in the room.
Surprised you didn't notice me earlier. That act that
If you're not
It's
if
almost-
you're not a dwarf,
It's
I mean,
almost like the DM forgot to mention her.
that's impossible. The DM is never wrong.
The DM is infallible.
It's true. So
I thought he
he,
was in Boston.
so he's, it's, so he says this is our wilderness guide, Ariane. And yeah, why don't you describe yourself?
Sorry.
Well, she's a short-ish human, blonde hair, fair skin, and blue eyes. She's got a wolf just sitting right next to her. It's white.
How short?
5'5".
Dang it.
You thought she was gonna be shorter than a dwarf?
I can be hopeful.
She's not 10.
I mean, I don't know her age.
28.
I mean,
Now you do.
now I know her.
Leonard goes, "How old are you?" She goes, 28. He goes, "Oh, girls usually don't just tell me their age like that. That's very strange."
Ariane has better things to worry about.
All right, yes. So you see her, and you see this. The wolf is white. You said, right?
Yeah, it's white.
Okay. So you see this white wolf next to her, who's just sleeping on some furs. Ironically, he's sleeping on some wolf furs, but
Probably doesn't care that much.
He just wants to be close to
he
his family.
probably was the one that killed the wolf in the first place. But yeah, so he introduces you to her, and after some more small talk and some more food, Barash comes back into the room. He comes back into the hall, and he goes up to Heskin, and he says, "Heskin, I did not find any items of that description, nor do I remember us selling any of that description." Heskin says, "Well, unfortunately, it does not look like that was in his hoard. At least when I got there. Now, either the item you are searching for was removed before then, or it was maybe the information that you got was a bit less infallible than you were led to believe, or I suppose possibly it is still there. We did clear most of it out, but the centuries have, ice is frozen and melted and refrozen many times. It's possible we could have missed it and it might be frozen in the ice somewhere."
Would you mind if we go take a look?
Of course. It is a few days. It is at least a day's travel outside of the city. A day and a half, I believe. And he looks over to Ariane. Day and a half? And she
Day and a
nods.
half.
Yeah, she nods her head. And he said, "Should you wish to go investigate the lair, we will equip you with some warmer clothes. It is to the south, and especially in that direction, it will get colder. And obviously, there's no fire to warm you, and no hot stew to warm you either. So we will provide you with furs and warmer clothing. And Ariane, would you mind bringing them out into the wilderness?"
Why not?
Fantastic. There's lots of dangerous things out there. I highly recommend you take Ariane as your guide.
I ask him, has he ever been on an airship?
An airship? Why, yes, I have. I've been to Thorcliffe. I took an airship from Aberuna to Thorcliffe. This was years ago.
We took one from Thorcliffe to Aberuna. and I'm sure
It
you
got
might
shut
know
down.
how that turned out.
Well, I heard a bit about your trip. My trip was a lot less exciting than yours was.
Guessing the management
Probably,
was better back then.
probably for the best that it was.
It's true. The Yuan-Ti were not nearly as powerful back then. In those days.
And
Glad
I
we
hate
don't
that they're
have
not nearly as powerful now.
the
So
TSA.
I hear.
Oh right, that was us. Yeah.
very
Oh
proud of
yeah,
your
we did
deduction.
that. He says you're welcome to stay the night and leave in the morning. As far as light goes, it wouldn't really make much of a difference down here.
Right.
But
Yeah, I say we should probably spend the night.
yes,
Sleep off the boat ride.
yes, we have beds for you to stay in. You can, our hospitality is at your disposal.
Are they normally this welcoming?
Give me a history check. You have no idea. The only,
Right.
well, okay, you've encountered maybe 2 other Dragonborn before, besides Torin. But Torin is the only Dragonborn that you know well. The other ones you've just, they were just acquaintances.
Right.
And you haven't seen Torin since Penka. But yeah, so you honestly don't know. They could very well just be very welcoming and very hospitable, or they might have some ulterior motive. You do not know.
All right. So, as I go to the bed, I say, "All right. Well, if you find anything, I'll bring something back for you."
I would really appreciate that. That would be. It's not
Not the
necessary.
gauntlet, though.
Yeah, well, of course. It's not necessary, but should you find anything that we may have missed, that would be very gracious of you.
I mean, I like souvenirs as much as the next guy.
Right. Although, don't feel obligated to do so. Everything that we have taken has been more than enough to catapult us to a position of power, our clan. So anything that you find, don't feel like it is our property. You are welcome to any of it that you find.
So I can go in there and burn the place down, and it'd be fine.
Well, burning the place down would not
Well,
be.
yeah, burning.
No, you would not find it so easy. It is a
I mean, they
cave of
melt the
ice.
ice.
It is
I
a
can just
cave of
swim in
ice,
it.
but of course we have no emotional attachment to it or anything like that. We are, as far as we are concerned, that part of our clan's history is past.
But you haven't.
Hmm?
Nothing. I go to bed.
Okay. So you just sitting on the bench and you just keel over.
He says, I should go, and walks away.
Knock unconscious. Oh. We hear those Sacabonians have curved swords. Curved swords. Anyway,
I feel like there's a joke there that I'm missing.
It's from
Skyrim joke.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, so alright, so
I'm the only one who got the Mass Effect joke. Oh.
So you guys turn in for the night, and in the morning, you head out. Nothing happens during the night. You guys actually get a very comfortable night's sleep.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, the beds are, thickly layered with all these furs and basically like comforters, essentially. And so yes, you guys wake up feeling very well rested, and you can recover all the hit points you didn't use.
Done.
Yeah. There. You start crying, and they kind of pat you on the back. No, it's okay. It's okay. They soothe all your fears and anxieties. Yes, so you guys wake up in the morning all ready to go, and you see that there are thick clothes that are laid out for each of you, and they look like things that you could put over your armor. They don't look like things that you would wear instead of your armor. Um, Things that you could put over your armor to make you warmer. So, like like they wear at the wall, those black cloaks, and other things like that. They've got thick gloves and stuff for you guys to wear. So,
Does mine look like a dress, or does mine fit properly?
uh, you, it's a bit tight on you, but it looks like they might have been made for some dragonborn children. Some wide dragonborn children. Um, not quite as wide as you though, which is why they are tight. Um, so they are a bit tight, but they do fit you. They managed to find some that were generally your size. So you meet Ariane outside of the hut, basically where you guys were staying, and you do not meet Hitler. In fact, you meet a ranger. Uh, so Ariane will take you out into the wilderness, and that is where we're going to end our session tonight, as we did not have much time tonight. We will pick up hopefully next weekend,
Friday.
I guess. Or yeah, well, Friday next weekend at some
Friday
point.
night's my next good time.
All right, sounds good to me.
I should be good on
I-
Friday night.
All
I
right.
think Steven said he can't do weekdays.
Well, I don't know if Friday night counts as a weekday for him. He is typing loudly though, so I guess we will find out.
He always types loudly.
It's true.
I've typed before.
Congrats.
But yeah, so rest assured, next session there will be less talking and more
Wandering around in the snow.
more wandering around in the snow, indeed.
Solaire doesn't talk a lot.
No, Leadheart appears to be the face of your group.
Yeah,
That's because all of the charisma characters are gone.
It's true.
It is true.
It's fine though. Elgin will be back, and he'll be a great face of the party.
He'll be a better face than Nyala,
oh god.
apparently.
Man,
Friday most likely no. All right. Well, Saturday will be fine.
Saturday's fine with me.
Yeah, as long we're gonna have to do it around like 8.
Man,
If you're
Really?
if
an
you're
hour.
if your typing is too loud, you're gonna have to. Yeah, but like you're gonna have to like draw the line there. Like they can't say, "Hey, stop typing."
It's true.
You're gonna have to
I
be
mean,
like,
it's-
"That's
it's
too
their
damn
house,
bad."
though.
Because
You
if
could
we're
try to
trying
type
start at 8,
quieter.
we're gonna start at 10
All right.
or 9.
Anyway, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.
You're all welcome.
See ya.
Congratulations.
Subscribe
for
to
playing.
my channel. It doesn't exist.
It's true. It doesn't.
Follow my Twitter.
All right. We will see you guys next week.